Hello everyone, and welcome to another Back for Blood Fast Play video. I am your host, CarrotBoy3000. I hope I didn't cut myself off at the beginning, and I almost said the wrong name of the series. But welcome to another episode. Fun Shining reference on the rug here. Before we get into anything, happy holidays. Today is, of course, August 22nd, which, as we all know, is National Angel Day. Angel? Angels to some, demons to others. If you know what that reference is from, hopefully it's not as blasphemous as it sounds. Yeah, I mean, I kind of been thinking about Back for Blood Fast Play as this series where I could just talk about horror movies that I like. And Hellraiser has got to be, you know, it's up there. It's one of my favorite horror movies ever. I know I have 2 Molotovs on me, but I kind of want my 4 grenades, you know? My 4 grenades. Alright, let's go. And then we have a freaking... This is a crazy combo. So if you remember in the last episode, we got a new card that lets us hold 2 primary weapons. Which, like... That's insane. That's crazy. I have 2 primary weapons. Hello. Oh, whoops. Yeah, Hellraiser is one of my favorite... Oh, let's talk about this, because this is coming up. So Hellraiser is one of my favorite movies ever. Would love to make some Hellraiser content on the channel. The main channel, that is. I have a lot to say about the franchise. Not a lot of great sequels, but, you know, I'd say that the first and second one are incredible. I'd say the first one is probably one of my favorite horror... I mean, definitely one of my favorite horror movies. It's one of those horror movies that's hard for me to dethrone others. So, my current favorite is Halloween. John Carpenter's Halloween. I got dangerously close to that sleeper. I love the original Halloween so much. Halloween sequels, many of them I also love, but they're not the best in quality, right? Hellraiser is in a similar place. But it's hard for me to dethrone Halloween, even though potentially, you know, Hellraiser has more of what I like in a horror movie, which is just bizarre, over-the-top, crazy visuals. You know what I mean? Not even visuals, just like, I like demons, you know what I mean? I don't really like ghosts because it's so easy to just be like, oh, here's my ghost movie. Basically, someone knocked over a lamp, and that's the ghost. Whereas in, like, you know, Hellraiser, it's like, welcome to my Hellraiser movie. This is a BDSM demon. Why? Why is that the case? Oh, well, because I thought it was awesome. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I like out of my horror movies. Careful, everybody. Good job. And so I feel like Hellraiser just is more of what I like from a horror movie, even though I really love the first Halloween. All of that being said, you know, Hellraiser also has, like, an incredible sequel. And one of the best sequels out there. Hellraiser 2 is such an amazing expansion of the lore of the first movie. It's such a well-made film. I know not everybody's super into it, but I think it's one of the best horror sequels out there. Definitely better than Halloween 2. Even though I like Halloween 2, we rewatched it recently, me and the chief executive. It was a little boring, gotta admit. Again, I still liked it, but it definitely was a little slow. Halloween 3, one of the best out there. I don't know. My point being with Hellraiser versus Halloween here is, first of all, that because I love Halloween so much, it's hard for me to dethrone it. But I think it's entirely possible that the first Hellraiser is my favorite horror movie. And second of all, that they both kind of struggle in the sequel department, even though they have insanely strong first entries. Even though I still enjoy their sequels. Hellraiser 1 is amazing. Oh yeah, let's increase that speed. Hellraiser 1 is amazing. Hellraiser 2 is amazing. Hellraiser 3 is, like, I've come to enjoy it a lot. I've always loved it, but I used to love it from, like, a so bad it's good place. And it definitely does have those moments. I think the Cenobites that are featured in Hellraiser 3 are insanely ridiculous. Not a fan of them, at least, you know, unironically. I'm missing every shot. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay. Um, but the rest of the movie actually isn't that bad. I actually have come to really love Hellraiser 3. Probably because, you know, after rewatching all of the Hellraiser movies recently, which one are we missing? Um, I realized how bad a Hellraiser movie can be, and as a result, I kind of looked back at Hellraiser 3 and was like, you know, the classic Thanos, perhaps I was too hard on you, you know? I still have my criticisms of Hellraiser 3, but overall, I still think it follows the vision of a Hellraiser movie more than, you know, Hellraiser 6 or 7 or 8, which is saying a lot, right? Because, you know, that movie kind of does stray away. And then Hellraiser 4, you know, a lot of people don't like Hellraiser 4. I kind of understand why. I know that there are continuity errors and such. And if you're a fan of the Hellraiser comic books, there's definitely continuity errors that bother me. But as a movie, and again, as a movie that's like, I guess following like not just the style, but like the themes. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of sleepers here. But like the themes of Hellraiser and also like just the feel. I think those first 4 movies do that well. And even though 3 and 4 aren't as good, and even though 4 might not be the best, I still think it does a great job. That took 2 shots. That was crazy. So that's what I kind of consider like the realist, you know, the best watch for Hellraiser. If you're looking to watch Hellraiser movies, I'd suggest watching 1 through 4. And 4 even has like a pretty good like finale, you know what I mean? It has a pretty definitive finale rather. That spitter ran away from me. I forget what they're called. It's a stinger, sorry. I haven't gotten all the names down for Back 4 Blood. Yo, his arm went flying. But yeah, Hellraiser 1 through 4, I feel like is a really good watch. You know what I mean? Like, I think you could get a really good, more so than a lot of other movies. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you can get a really good enjoyment out of those 4 movies and really keep the same energy, you know, of course, before the other sequels. Now, I still enjoy, you know, the other Hellraiser sequels in their own way, but they're definitely, like, they're actually not bad horror, or they're not awful horror movies, but they're all bad Hellraiser movies, in my opinion. That's, like, the biggest problem with the Hellraiser sequels, and, you know, if you look into their production, you'll know why that's the case. But even beyond, like, knowing the behind-the-scenes stuff, like, they don't feel like Hellraiser movies. They're like these weird dream sequence movies where, oh no, the Dream Man. They're more like Freddy Krueger films where you're never sure if it's a dream or not. And unlike you know, Nightmare on Elm Street, you don't really even get to see, you know, the Cenobites that often, which is such a cardinal sin. I mean, you don't get to see them very often in the first movie, but when they show up, they show up. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. I just, yeah, I just wanted to, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is, you know, Back 4 Blood Fast Play is a series where I could talk about horror, which I love, you know? And you know, it's National Angel Day, and the best angels out there are the Cenobites, so. Ooh, somebody's moving. But yeah, I've been caught on that for a while. On I guess it doesn't matter, right? Like what my favorite is. I like both of them. I like Hellraiser and I like Halloween. But I really do love Hellraiser. Hellraiser is what between those 2 movies, if I could choose one, like every horror movie I ever watched, like to be like one of the 2, I would choose Hellraiser. Even if I like Halloween more, I don't like you know, slashers as much. I like existential monster movies. I like monster movies in general, right? Like I just like creature flicks. That's something that I really do enjoy, and I think is super unique. So I guess that's kind of like the biggest reason why it like tears me in half, is that I'm not sure. You know, I like the philosophy of one movie more than the other, even though I might like the other movie more, you know? I love Halloween. I think Halloween is the perfect Halloween movie. I think it's so good. It's insanely good. And every time I try to watch it, and I'm like, there's no way this movie's better than Hellraiser. And then I watch it, I'm like, yo, this movie's incredible. But that doesn't mean Hellraiser is bad, you know. I'm just caught between two worlds. But yeah, if I could watch, you know, if it was like, okay, listen, Carrot Boy, we're gonna make horror movies like one of these two movies for the rest of reality. I'd rather them be like Hellraiser, straight up. Not only have we not had enough Hellraiser style films at the moment, but they're just so cool, and there's just such an infinite space for them to be new and bizarre and weird. The chief executive, my wife, here's that rug. My wife is a huge slasher fan, right? And obviously, like, in the horror space, you know, especially when you're into horror icons like, you know, Freddy and Jason and all these people, you know, slashers are going to be something that you enjoy. But all of that being said, I'm not, oh, you're a person. I was like, oh my gosh. You know, I'm not the biggest slasher fan. Not that I dislike them, just that, like, that is not my preference when it comes to a horror movie, you know? I like monster movies. Monster movies are what I want from horror movies. I mean, honestly, it's what I liked about Eternals a lot, was that there were just creatures in it, right? There was just this, you know, welcome to our superhero movie. Here are our monsters. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate the monsters. I love monsters. And just oddities and you know, bizarre trips. You know what I mean? Like, I love Hellraiser for that reason. I love horror movies like that. And I want more. Even though Michael's a dream boy. And I've heard some people refer to Pinhead, or the Hell Priest, you know, whatever you want to call him. I've heard some people refer to Pinhead as, who's here? As a slasher villain, but I really don't see him as such. I mean, maybe in the other movies he gets degraded, you know, after 4, he gets degraded to a slasher villain. But, at least in those 4 films, he's just not a slasher character, in my opinion. The most important thing to talk about really quickly, though, is that, what the heck, Hulu, there's supposed to be, if you look this up right now, I don't know if this will help the algorithm or something, but Google this. There's a Hellraiser movie that's supposed to be coming out in October. Oh, y'all saw it here first. You know, they didn't want to be here, okay? And we're not going to ask them to be here if they're just going to disappear out of existence. What am I going to do? If you're interested in horror, look it up. If you're a Hellraiser fan, there's supposed to be a Hellraiser movie and a show, by the way, but a Hellraiser movie coming out in 2022. It's still slated for 2022 if you Google it, and it's supposed to be coming out through Hulu. We don't even have a trailer yet, and it's what, like 2 months until Halloween? Where's the movie? I really want to know where that movie is. I want that Hellraiser film really badly. Yeah, the main point being, happy Angel Day. This Angel Day, I think I'm going to go watch some Hellraiser, honestly. Hellraiser is probably my favorite, if not one of my favorite horror franchises. And if you've never watched Hellraiser, go do it. It's fun. If you're into horror, that is. Horror. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a like and to subscribe to my channel for more. As a reminder, this is my second channel, Raw Carrot Scraps, where I post more unedited or, you know, less scripted style videos. You know, we're just here talking, having a conversation. My main channel, Carrot Scraps, has more edited and scripted content, you know, where I talk about, you know, games and movies and you know, I write little, you know, think pieces on stuff. Like I did a video recently, like what makes a good horror game to me, you know, stuff like that. So if that sounds interesting to you, check it out. And then if you want to watch me play video games live, you can check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/carrotscraps. People will often ask me to review certain horror movies there. So if that's something you're interested in, check that out. Anyway, happy holidays, happy Angel Day. I want to thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.